Well, some good news to start off your long holiday weekend. State health officials report no new confirmed cases of COVID-19 across Montana. But coronavirus concerns continue to impact life and business all around us. When phase 2 reopening goes into effect June 1st, almost every business in Montana will be allowed to open in some shape or form. But just being able to open the doors doesn't necessarily solve the problem. In our latest Rebound Montana story, Q2's Casey Conlon shows us one industry looking for help with a return to normal, still a long ways off.
You'd think the pub station and other independent music venues across Montana would be rejoicing after phase 2 lifts the restrictions on concert halls, allowing them to reopen. But guidelines in place still really don't make that possible.
Our model is based off of large capacity. And so for us, it financially doesn't work to have a smaller capacity to start with. 50 people does not pay the bills here. It actually loses money.
Technically, language in phase 2 allows for 50% capacity for concert halls, which would mean about 400 people in the pub station ballroom. But the 50-person cluster is the problem in a venue with no seats.
I just don't believe that people will adhere to the social distancing guidelines that are set out. First off, sober, and then when you actually add alcohol to the mix, I think that would be a really challenging situation.
And then there's the other half of the population who, according to Lynch, won't even entertain the idea of coming back anytime soon.
Even if I was told tomorrow that we could open at full capacity, the biggest mountain that we're going to have to climb on this, in my opinion, is the mental psyche of people feeling comfortable and being in a crowd.
Lynch opened the taproom area of the business when they were allowed to 2 weeks ago, but he admits he's only doing it to give employees some hours. Once their PPP funds run out in early June, he'll be forced to close that down again as the business continues to lose over 100% of its normal revenue.
Even in addition to us not having income coming in, we are also in the process of refunding tickets back for canceled events. So we are paying out a tremendous amount of money with getting literally less than 1% of what our usual income is.
Pure and simple, these venues that, as Lynch puts it, were the first to close and will be the last to open, won't survive much longer. So they're banding together. In April, owners across the country formed the National Independent Venue Association and introduced the Save Our Stages initiative. It's a campaign that allows people to send emails to national legislators urging Congress to introduce specific funding for extremely shuttered businesses.
It's not just us, there's a certain sector of hospitality, which is conventions, which also fits into this. Tourism is a big part of that as well. We know that we have a humongous economic impact on almost every community that a venue's in. We're asking people to say that this is an important asset for their community and it's something that they can't lose.
And they are. In the campaign's first 10 days, over 400,000 emails were sent to the U.S. Senate. Montana representatives seem to be on the front line.
You can reach out to Senators Tester and Daines, who have been really helpful in this situation. Reach out to Representative Giaforte. Also reach out to Governor Bullock on this because he has been really helpful. His task force really understood our unique situation that our industry was in. And so they included us in that task force recommendation, which we were very happy about.
Lynch says he and most would never consider taking a government handout, but their hands have been officially tied.
If they're able to bail out the airline industry over and over and over and over, they can definitely look at a smaller industry and bail them out because, when we see this chronically with larger businesses getting huge money, I think the request is pretty minor.
So here's the Rebound rundown. Phase 2 will allow concert halls to reopen, but continued strict guidelines make it almost impossible for many independent venues to do so. So they've started a campaign asking people to fill out a form directed at Congress for specific funding requests. Head to NEVA's website to learn more. Casey Conlon, MTN News.
All right, thanks so much, Casey.